Hi everyone. I'm here to show you guys how I got this look, and if you're interested in seeing how I established this, just keep on watching. I've already started putting my primer on. I'm using the Makeup Forever smoothing primer. This is just a sample, which, I got. And I'm putting it on my T-zone and the areas where I have large pores. So I'm doing that, and then I'm rubbing, and then I'm patting. Hopefully it'll make a difference with my pores. With the rest of my face, I'm going to use NYX Angel Veil primer. I'm just gonna rub that in underneath my eyes, down my face. And just rub it in. Alright, over here. Can't see it very well, but it's kind of like when it goes on, it's got like a white, kind of looks like lotion, like you're rubbing in moisturizer on your face, but obviously you're not. And always bring it down to your neck because you can put makeup on your neck to blend it in so it's not looking like a mask. Okay, the rest on. Then when I'm done with this, I'm going to spray. Okay, and I'm going to spray myself with Urban Decay All Nighter. Just a little bit. All of it's rubbed in. Then I'm going to take my foundation. I'm using Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation and my beauty blender. But I'm going to take my Smashbox primer oil. This is a sample, but basically what I do with this is I just put a dab on my hand, just a drop, and I'm going to coat my beauty blender with it. I think this helps smooth out the foundation onto your skin a little bit better. It just glides better on there. This is something that my sister told me about, and I decided to try it, and so yeah. Shake it up. Basically I'm just gonna put it on, start just putting it on my face. Oops. Okay. Okay. I usually use my Sigma F80 brush, foundation brush, but I'm more in the mood for using my beauty blender right now. So I got that, and I'm ready to start blending it in. I feel like this primer oil helps making your skin look dewy and natural instead of like a dried cake up mess, which I know I don't want. So I do have some acne going on here, mainly on my neck and my jawline. But it is what it is. Okay. Now I'm going to stop this video just so I can finish my foundation, and I will be back in a minute. And now that I look white as a ghost because I have my foundation on, I'm going to spray with Urban Decay All Nighter. Just a little. Help that foundation sink into my skin better, so the overall finished skin, it actually looks like skin and not just foundation on top of my skin. The next thing I'm going to do is my concealer under the eyes, but first I use this Becca under eye brightening corrector, which I find is very, very nice, and it does make a world of a difference. Doesn't take much to make a difference with this stuff, which is really awesome. You can see already. Without this light, you probably can't see. But anyway, you can see a little bit of difference here. Yeah, you can see a little difference here. But this stuff is really good. And you only need just a small amount to brighten up your under eye. And this is all I use it for, is my under eyes. So that's just what I do. Once I get that done, I do my concealer over top. Okay. So that's done. Can't really see, this camera stinks. Okay. Once I'm done with the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, I go in with my concealer. I have other concealers, I have a few, but this one I'm going to be using today is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Then I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my beauty blender and blend it in. It's already brightening up my face. You can't really see. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. Just trying to get this blended in nice so it doesn't look like I'm crazy. Okay, blend on the other side. Okay, that looks all blended and looking good. Okay. Okay, now the next step I do is powder. I used to just use the translucent powder for under my eyes, but ever since I got my contouring palette, I decided to start using the lighter color in there because it helps to brighten up your under eye. And I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to go ahead and use Lucid right here. Use this color underneath my eyes. Just going to get very, very small amounts, nothing too crazy to do my under eye. I'm just going to pat it on there lightly. I don't want to wipe it because I don't want to disturb anything. Anywhere I put that concealer, I want to just dab a little bit of this on there. Just to kind of set it in place, but also give it a little bit of brightness at the same time. So I'm going to do my other eye. Just patting it gently. Now the next step is going in with my powder to set the rest of my foundation, which I'm going to need more of. And this is my Laura Mercier, whatever you want to call it, translucent setting powder. And I'm going to take, actually, let me show you the brush I used. This is the Real Techniques setting brush that I use for under my eyes. And then for my powder, I'm going to use the Sigma F20. powder brush, which is like absolutely fantastic. I love it. Just get some on the brush, and then I'm going to tap it off because I don't like too much. So if you have too much, it starts to look, kind of dries out your face. Like, I don't like that. I don't know anybody who does. So I'm just going to lightly dust it on my face. Add a little bit more. Tap it off, add the rest. And make sure you do your neck too, because you put foundation down on your neck too. So it blends nicely, so you want to set it down there too. Okay. And then my forehead. Come off. Okay, and my forehead. Just make sure it's all nice and powdered up. And that's done. Then the next step is contouring. I like to use a small brush when I contour at first because I feel like it gives me a nice sharper line, and it helps to also give me a guideline. So I take the setting brush that I just used for my under eye, and I use that for my contour. I'm gonna go ahead with my Kat Von D contour palette, and I'm going to use I think this is Sombre right here, this color to contour, and I'm going to use this color to bronze. So I'm going to take that just a little bit onto my brush, and then I'm going to go from here down, but I want to start here so the darkest part is towards here instead of all the way here, because if you have dark right here, it just looks nasty. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do light strokes at first because I don't want to pack on the contour right away, because I don't want to make it too dark because I have very light skin, so I want it to look like a natural shadow, not like, oh my god, bam, it's there, you know. So I want something natural looking that will, it won't look fake. And I'm just gonna, once I get the line established, I'm going to just blend it as best as I can, and then bring it down just a little bit, just so it blends out, so it's not like a blunt line. So if you can see here how it starts out dark here and it gradually gets lighter, because that's what you want. You want that to be like that. It kind of makes you look like you have skinnier face. Yeah. I'm going to just do the other side because that side looks good. And do the same technique here. Start out right here and work your way down. And it's okay if you don't get it at first, because you want to be able to build it up a little. If you do it too much at first, then it's kind of doesn't look so good. So that you want to be able to build it up. And this just gives you the appearance of having a skinnier face, I guess. Okay. And then the next place I want to contour is just below the lip. It kind of just gives the illusion that it's a bigger shadow, therefore a bigger lip. And then I want to do the nose, which I'm just going to do the sides. And I want to try to slim up my nose a little bit because my nose, I know, is not the smallest nose. So I'm going to do that on the other side. Okay. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to go on the sides of my nose to kind of sharpen it up a little bit. To make my nose look smaller. Okay. And then a little here just to kind of make it, close it up a little. And if you have any like spots that kind of look blotchy a little, sometimes that can happen. You just want to go in and blend it out as much as you can. Because you don't want too harsh of lines, otherwise it just looks extremely fake. So here's that. I don't know if you can see a difference. This camera sucks. Anyway, so then with the little brush, that's all I do with the little brush. But then I go, oops, no, never mind. I do the bottom here on my jawline here. My jawline. Just to kind of sharpen it up a little. And my double chin here. I want to get rid of that. So I just make it darker down there. It's not a huge difference, but it does do something for me. Do my jawline. And where your double chin is, if you have one. If you're so fortunate to have one. And then what I like to do to kind of slim up my neck a little is I go and I make like where my Adam's apple would be. Well, I don't have an Adam's apple because I'm a woman, but where that throat kind of thing looking, I go 2 lines down here. Just to kind of give it the illusion of a slimmer face. Or neck, I'm sorry, neck. Slimmer neck. So coming down from that little bit of stuff you did here under your chin, if you have a double chin, just come down in your neck. Of course you can see kind of see the lines here now, and it looks fake. But when you go in to do your bronzer, it doesn't look so bad. It kind of like makes it look like, you know, like you have a slimmer neck. So once I'm done with this little brush, I will take this one, take my contour color, which is this one here, and just lightly dab it. And then I will do the sides where my temple is, and then go up onto my forehead just a little bit. Just to kind of get that little bit of contour color in there. But I do the same thing with when I bronze. This is just the contour to kind of slim up the face a little. And the bronzer is for giving your skin a little bit of color. So I'm doing the jawline now. Give it more of and then just blending that line I made so it doesn't look so harsh. Doing over here. Blending that line. Okay. And then that's it for the contour. Now for the bronzer, I go after my contour, I do my bronzer. And I use this color here for my bronzer since I'm light colored. And I just dab it, lightly dab. And the first thing I do is I do my my cheekbones. or right here, right above the contour line I just made. That's where I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to smile, and then I'm going to do that. Warm up that face. Then I'm going to take a little bit more and do my temple. And then my forehead. This really helps to give you that sun-kissed glow that everybody wants. But also slims up the face. So I'm going to do the other side. It's kind of like you're putting blush on, but you're not. You're just kind of putting some warmth, getting some warmth into your face. Then, once that's blended, I'm going to do the temple, forehead, right here. Do a little bit more here. Okay. Then, I'm also going to do my jawline again. But I'm also, instead of just doing the jawline, I'm going to blend it down to my neck. So it's not so much of a harsh line for my jawline. Just, you know, when you're out in public, people can see your makeup. So, and I'm just going to do a little touch by my nose, just a little bit, not too much, because I don't want my nose to get too dark. But once I'm done with my contour and my bronzing, I close up my Shade and Light palette. I love this thing. I love it. And I go to my blush. This time, I think I'm going to use, well, I did use this one. I'm just going to use what I used in the picture because I don't want to, you know, change anything else, because you guys, if you want this look, then this is how we're going to get it. But this is ColourPop. It is Never Been Kissed, and it's a pretty color. And I'm going to take that same Sigma powder brush, and I'm just going to swirl it in there. And I'm going to smile. And put it on. Just right above the contour, and also on my cheeks. Right here. And, you know, if you want more, you can always add more. But start out small so you don't end up putting too much on there at once. And sometimes you gotta go in for another go. And that's good. Sometimes I just kind of, just a little bit, tiny bit, and not too much. Okay. And then, next is my highlight. And I have two setting, Real Technique setting brushes. One is for the powder and the contour that I use for, yeah. And then another one is for my highlight, because I don't want to get the two mixed up, with one with shimmer and one with not. So I take this brush, and today I'm going to use, what I used for this look is my Tarte exposed highlight in, it just says exposed highlight, but it's very pretty. Very, very pretty. Can't see it, but it's nice. So I'm going to take just a little bit on here, and I'm going to do the cheekbones right here. do the other side. The other side. And then I'm going to do the tip of my nose. Tip of my nose, and then a little bit on the bridge of my nose. And just a little bit here, because it's just, I just like that. And then my Cupid's bow right here. And then a little bit on my chin. Okay. A little bit here. A little bit here. Okay. And then that's it for the highlight for now, because we're gonna go back and use, well, we're not gonna use this, we're gonna use the different highlight, but I like to use highlights for underneath my eye to, you know, anyway. Once I'm done with that, I take my Urban Decay setting spray and I spritz a little just to keep everything in place, because I do have oily skin, and I know a lot of people struggle with when they start getting a lot of oil on their face throughout the day. The makeup kind of melts off, and I feel like even if I use primer, you know, and everything, and then I use this at the very end, I still feel like, you know, it's not the problem of getting oily, because I know that's going to happen to me. I don't like a matte look on my face. I think it looks too fake. I prefer a dewier look, more natural, more like, you know, like I have healthy skin. And so if I okay, well, let's just say that I prefer to use this several times so that the makeup can set. Even if I do, looks like I am a little oily, I can just dab it with the oil absorbing sheets, and it doesn't take my makeup off with it. So that's why I use this quite, you know, throughout the whole process. Next step is my brows. And I use Anastasia for my brows. I use the dip brow. And for my brushes, oh, and I use the also the brow gel as well. This is my Ipsy bag that I got. It's cute. Anastasia brow gel. And then I take my brush, my Anastasia brush, the number 12, which has the spoolie on one end and the actual brush on the other end. And then I use my Sigma. I use my Sigma small angle, which is the E65, to fill it in. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I do. Basically what I do is I take this spoolie and I take it down like this, my brow. I just brush it down so I can get a nice defined line of my brow. So then I take this end, I dip it in my dip brow, and I basically just follow the line of the hair and then go down, okay? And then I just brush it back up, and then I do the same to the bottom. But once I'm done lining my eyebrows, the outside, I take my Sigma brush and I take a little bit of the dip brow and I basically fill it in. And then yeah. So let me do the lining of my brows. I'll come back show you what it looks like, and then I'll finish off with my brows. This video is getting long. So back real quick, just want to show you how I lined the top here, and then I lined the bottom and meet here. That's all I do for that, for lining, and I will be back in a second. Basically what you want to do with your eyebrows to make them look really nice and clean, but at the same time try to keep them look natural, like be natural. Just follow the guideline of your eyebrows. If you don't have eyebrows, then you kind of have to, do the little, start, arch, and finish technique. I don't need to do that because I do have eyebrows, but I just don't have a lot of them. So I know I can kind of get an idea. But like you can see here, it's nice and dark here, nice and dark. And then as you get closer to the inner part, it's light. Because when you look at a natural eyebrow, it is not dark here and dark here. That's what makes when some women line their eyebrows, that's what makes them look fake and not nice. Is that they just look like a block of pencil, basically. But so basically you want to start when you line them, and then when you fill them in, you want to start, the darkest part is going to be here, okay? And then just work your pencil or your brush in. I love this brush for filling in because I get dark here, and then as I go closer to the inside, it gets lighter because there's less product on it, and therefore I can get it like kind of like a fade, It fades out a little bit when it comes closer to the inner part. But yeah, and basically that's what I do for my eyebrows. But I need to finish the other one and then put my brow gel on and define them a little. I'll be back. Now that my brows are filled in, you can see they're not exactly the same. They're not supposed to be. As a lot of people say, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So once I'm done filling them in, I like to take this is a concealer that my sister gave me. I originally was using the only concealer that I had at the time was my Estee Lauder Double Wear concealer, which works just fine, any concealer really, but I liked this the best for cleaning up my brows because it's a stick concealer and it's thicker, creamier, and so that I can get real down into the defining my brows. Basically I just take my e.l.f. brush. I gotta find it. I take this little e.l.f. brush. It is called Small Precision Brush. I take this brush here and I take a little bit of the product onto my brush and I just line underneath. It's basically all I do is line underneath, and that will clean up your brow and make it look neater. I'll be back when I'm done with that. So basically when I'm done using the concealer to line underneath the brows, I will blend it out a little bit so it doesn't look like just a white line, and it just looks nice and neat. And the next thing I do is I get my Becca highlighter, and I get my e.l.f. contour brush. It's kind of small, and I just take a little bit of that. And I kind of just put it under there to kind of set the concealer, but also to further accentuate my brows with a little bit of highlight. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. Now that I'm done with my eyebrows, they're all done. Oh wait, I forgot the brow gel. Shit. When I'm done doing the cleaning up the brow, I will go in and set my brows with Anastasia's brow gel. I do it twice each eye, with each brow, just to make sure I have them the way I want them. Just get them in place. Not that there's very many to come out of place, but okay, that's done. I'm done with my brows now. Okay, next step is eyes. And for this, I'm going to be using my Tartelette in Bloom palette. I'm just going to use just two colors out of this. I'm going to be using this color here, which is, you can't see it very well, it's called Sweetheart. It's like a mauve-ish, pinkish tan, or whatever you want to call it. Smells good. But anyway, I'm going to use Sweetheart as my base color. Well, basically, it would be my transition color. I don't know, whatever. But that goes in the bottom, okay? And then I'm going to use this color here, which is Jilted, and then this color here, which is Urban. In my camera, it looks like this one's purple and this one's blue, but this is they're both actually purple, but this is just a little bit pinker. So basically, I'm going to use this one to build up the color for this one. And then I'm going to go in with this bright blue here and line. But I'm also going to, we'll get to that. But yeah, this is my Urban Decay Electric palette. That's what that one is. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to grab my eyeshadow brush, which is my absolute favorite of all the shadow brushes that I have. And it's this one. And I bought this as a set from Amazon, and the set was 6 or 7 brushes, and it came with foundation brushes, powder brushes, blah blah blah, which are actually very nice. But this one I absolutely love, and I use it quite often. It's kind of tilted there, but yeah, hold on a minute. So I'm gonna take my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. And the trick with this stuff, I find that you use very little, because I think when you use too much, it kind of looks weird, and it's just weird. So I just use very little. It's just to kind of make sure that your eyeshadow stays on throughout the day instead of creasing and blah blah blah. And I think it's also a really good base to kind of make the colors look a little bit more vibrant. Rather than putting it on your pink eyelid and then, you know, the colors don't come out as vibrant as you were hoping. So I think that this does make a difference as far as creasing and making sure that the colors you put on are vibrant and pretty and whatnot. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so you want to let that primer, that eyeshadow primer, dry a little bit before you start putting your eyeshadow on, because you don't want it to get all clumpy and nasty or whatever. But I let mine dry, and I'm going to start with Sweetheart right here for the base / transition color, whatever you want to freaking call it. Just gonna put a little bit on to start out, but I want to build it up. And basically, I just put it all over the lid up until about here. to give it a good, to make it a good transition from the purple colors that I'm going to be using. And sometimes this takes a little while to build up, because you don't want to just pack it on. I mean, we're going to pack on eyeshadow later, but this is just a transition slash base color, so you don't want to pack it on too much. But you want to get it just up until about here. Do not go up here where you put the highlight in your brow defining area, because then it just doesn't look right. So once I get done with this, I will be back. Also, I want to mention about this base color slash transition color. When you do it, you start here. When you first tap it in, you start here, and then you work your way out. This way it blends nicely and there's not too much eyeshadow on where you put it. And just kind of go back and forth, blending on the crease, the bone right here. You want it to hit that bone, but you don't want to go up to your eyebrow, because then it just won't look right. So if you see any harsh lines with this, you're starting with too much eyeshadow on your brush. So you want to tap it in there lightly and then start right here. So this way the majority of the color will go right here on your lid, and then as you're rubbing, just work your way up. This is how you blend nicely. If there's any harsh lines, like I said, it just doesn't look right. So you want to make sure you blend it nicely. Start at the I don't know what you want to call it. Start right here, and then just work your way and blend it. Blend it nice, because this is going to make the world of a difference when you go in with those more vibrant colors. It's just going to make it look more blended and kind of like an ombre effect with your eye, like light, dark, you know what I mean? Like it just looks so much better. It looks neater. It looks like a professional did your eyeshadow, your makeup, whatever. So once I'm done with that, I will go back to this palette for this color right here, this color, which is Smoke Show. I use that for like basically eyeliner. I don't like to use eyeliner very often because I think that it takes up my eyelid, and there's the word eyelid. It takes up the eyelid, and I have hooded eyes, so I want to be able to see my eyeshadow when I'm doing an eyeshadow look that's like, intricate, more than just neutral colors, no big deal, and eyeliner's fine. But when I'm doing something like this look with the vibrant colors, I want my eyelids to show eyeshadow, pretty colored eyeshadow. That's what I want to see, not black eyeliner. So later on, when I'm getting towards the end, I will be using this color. But other than that, I'm done with this palette. Now the next color you want to do, and I'm still going to use the same brush because I love this brush for one, and two, we're going to go in with that lighter color, purplish pink, Jilted from the Urban Decay Electric palette. And I'm going to be very, very easy with this because it is very highly pigmented, and you do not want to put too much on, otherwise it will not look right. I'm going to take it and I'm going to start right here at the corner, okay? And I'm just going to tap it. I'm not doing it now, but I'm just showing you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tap it here and just kind of work it in there. And then once I notice that the pigment has stopped transferring from the brush to my to where I'm putting it, I will start working it in, okay? Blending it in as much as possible. And of course on my lid as well. I will be back after I get done doing that. Alright, now that I have that color on, Jilted right here, this color, I did the same thing to what I did to the base color. I just basically started out here and then I, blended it up, and that's on. But now I'm going to change my brush because this is too fat for my darker purple color, and I don't want the purple color all over, you know what I mean? So I just want it. So I'm going to take the smaller brush. The one I like to use for the darker colors for the crease is this one. This is the Sigma F63. And I'm going to take the urban color right here, and I'm going to basically just put it right in here and just work it in and all over here. I'm not going to go above my lid at all, and I'm just going to put it probably about halfway through and then over it like that. And then I will be back after I get done with that. Now that that's done, I'm going to take my my contour brush, the e.l.f. one, and I'm going to put a little bit of the Jilted color, this color right here, underneath right here, and I'm just going to bring it to all the way here, but I'm going to start here because I want most of the shadow to be in this corner, and then as I work it through, it's going to gradually like kind of fade. And once I do that, and I feel like there's enough on there, I'm going to take the urban color here, and I'm going to again start here and work my way, but instead of going all the way through, I'm just going to stop right here and kind of fade it out. But with this color, the darker color, urban, you want to just dab it lightly, so this way it's not too dark by the time you get here and then it looks like a blunt line. You want it to fade out nicely to match in with what you got up here. So I'm going to do that, and I will be right back. Okay, now that I've done down here, I'm going to take my small e.l.f. angled brush, if I can grab it. I'm going to take my small e.l.f. angled brush, you can see that, and I'm going to dip it lightly into this blue shade here, which is called Chaos. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put very little, because you don't need a lot. This is, we're not trying to make any blue color, we're just trying to kind of intensify the purple. So basically I'm going to take the blue and I'm going to put it, I'm going to start at the corner here, right here at my lash line, and I'm going to work it in and just blend it in. I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom here, but I'm going to go more towards the water line on the bottom with the blue, okay? I'm not going to do any blue here. I'm just wanting to focus on where the purple is and just kind of to intensify the purple with a little bit of blue. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Now that I've went in with the blue on my lash line right here and a little bit right here, I'm going to take this brush, which is the e.l.f. contour brush, and I want to blend it a little bit because I don't want it to be a harsh blue line. I want it to blend in to look like a rich purple color at my lash line. So, yeah, at my lash line. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to blend that in, and I will be back. I'm all done blending, and now I need to get my, I call this a packer brush, and I'm sure that's not what it's called, but I got this one. This is Lottie London, and I got this in my Ipsy bag from October. But I'm going to take this, I use this to pack on eyeshadow, mainly when it's shimmer eyeshadow, because when you get shimmer eyeshadow, you want it to be nice and pigmented, so sometimes you got to pack on the color. But for this one, I'm going to use, it's called Revolt here, It's like a silver, shimmery, sparkly color. And I'm going to just put this right here in the inner corner and then kind of just blend it out a little bit. The majority of the pigment's going to be right here, but as I work out, it's going to be less and less, so it's going to kind of fade into that pretty purple color. And then also I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to stop it right here, and a little bit in the corner here. And I'm going to do that, and I will be right back. Okay, now that I've put that Revolt color, it's silver, sparkly, shimmery, you can kind of see, you can get the idea a little bit. You just basically put the majority of the pigment here, and then you just work it out, and then you kind of stop in the middle of the eye there. So it's kind of like a fade. The silver fades into the purple, and it looks really pretty. So now, after I'm done with that, I'm going to take my e.l.f. small angled brush again, this one, and I'm going to take my Tartelette in Bloom palette with that Smoke Show right here, this color, and I'm going to just basically make eyeliner, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm basically gonna start it here, and then I'm gonna fade it out here. I'm not gonna put eyeliner in here because I just don't want eyeliner in there. So then I'm just gonna start here and work it out, kind of fade it out, and then the same with the bottom. But for the bottom, I'm gonna do more on the water line than anything. So once I'm done with that, I will be right back. Okay, now that is done, so basically all my eyeshadow, my eyeliner is all done. And I'm going to now do my mascara. At this point in time, you can go ahead and do your mascara and put fake eyelashes on, which this look would be like amazing with fake eyelashes. Except I don't feel like doing it because I've been doing this for a while and I'm not really that interested in doing eyelashes. I would just rather use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and then after that we're gonna do lips. Basically I'm just gonna do a nude lip since we have a vibrant eye. I don't really like to do vibrant eyes and vibrant lips because I think it's just too much going on, and it kind of makes you look like you're overdone, in my opinion. So I will be back. Okay, so now I've got my mascara on, and now it's time to do the lips. I did a different nude lip. I used the Bobbi Brown. Hold on a second. Okay, I used the Bobbi Brown, the nude lipstick from Bobbi Brown. It doesn't say, it just says EE1Y04. I don't know. That's what it is. It's a new lip color. Anyway, but this time I just want to not really fuss with that, and I want to do the Buxom full-on lipstick. I'm not sure what color this is, but it's a nude color. You can see it's nude. And then over top I'm going to do this colored gloss by Buxom. It's White Russian. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. Okay, now that I'm done with everything, I have my face on, I have my eyes on, I have my brows on, I have my lips on. I'm all done, so I'm going to take my Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray, and I'm going to spray a generous amount to keep everything set. I'm sorry this video was so long. I'm still trying to get used to video editing and making videos, and I haven't done a video in a while, so I'm rusty again. So if you like this video, please hit the like button below, and if you want to see more from me, please subscribe. And I hope you guys have the nice rest of your day. Goodbye.